Party people, are we ready? This wing is ready. Party people, are we ready? Okay, that was a good test. That was a good test. Okay, after nearly 8 years of work, we have something very incredible to announce in our church, but I'm not going to be the person to announce it. I'm going to call up our faithful member of our church, our faithful realtor, who for 8 years has advocated for us, fought for us, championed for us, interceded for us. Please call up Jan Bewley. Use those noisemakers. 8 years. I want to present this to you, Jan. We love you so much. It's not her birthday. That would be so fun if this was all just for Jan's birthday. Sorry. All right, Jan, what's going on? What happened?
Well, after nearly 8 years, thanks to God, Del Rio Escrow closed last week.
Yeah. Everyone stand to your feet. Stand up. Come on, stand up. Use those. Long time ago, decades and decades ago, just very briefly, if you didn't know, so the church has had property on Del Rio for over 20 years, and I think they're almost 30 years now, and 8 years ago now, we put it up for sale. There was a vision long ago to build a nice big church, and our kind of vision, our focus shifted in the legacy of this church, and what we said was, you know, let's see what God can do, because it's been a long time, and it felt like talent's buried in the dirt. And our heart was that not for a bigger church, but a more effective church. And we felt like those were kingdom resources. And so I want to say that obviously years and years ago, it was the faithfulness of Pastor Rick Comstock. It was his dream. It was his vision. It was the board saying, what could God do, that has led us to today. It was because of their faithfulness to get this property that we are now able to celebrate and close escrow today. It has been board member after board member. There's been so many of you. Some of you have served and gone off and then served again during all of that. And Diane just was off and then now back on to help us with it. As if you're a member here, of course, you are pivotal in that. It's not like the board can go, hey, we want to sell our property. No, the importance of membership is that you get a view, voice, and vote into big things like this. And so we voted 8 years ago for that. And where is Jan? I want to just say it again, Jan, you have carried both hats so well, because you're not just our realtor. You have been a part of this church for many, many, many years. And you have done so much work. Tens of thousands of emails, of clarifications, of questions, of text messages, of emails that you sent, and then you text me and say, did you get my email? And I say, oh, give me a moment. Oh, now I see it. Thank you so much, Jen. For 8 years, she's done this time and time again. And there were so many times where we believe by faith, but it was almost like we're still holding our breath, you know? And it is such an amazing God moment. I'll post it online, but I want to say as well, not to single out a board member, but to absolutely just for a moment single out a board member. On every single document, Dina has been kind of co-signed with everything that we signed over the years. Every addendum, everything, where just every single piece of paper that required a signature for this had my signature and Dina's signature on it. And there were so many times, including this last week, where her due diligence, I was like, I'm ready to sign the sucker. She's like, hold on, no. And you've just been so helpful every step of the way. And it's such a, if it's okay to share the story for you, it is such a God moment that Dina now has gone off the board after having 2 consecutive terms. And the last day of her serving on the board, this last Tuesday, we get a call in the morning saying, it's time to close the final papers. And I know we were like, but for reals though? Are these really the final? I mean, okay, we've heard this for 8 years, you know? And so we signed it the last day of you serving on the board. And then, of course, we were like, okay, it sure feels done. And we just waited. And then Escrow was like, congratulations. And we're like, okay, but like, where's the money? You know? And then Jan was like, congratulations. We're like, still will. And then, of course, the wire transfer came through. And we're like, there it is. And then the party hats and the noisemakers were ready. Let's keep the noise going for every single board member, every single staff member, the legacy of this church. Come on, you could do better than that. Let's do one more. This is so big. Let me take a picture real quick, and then let's take one last picture, and then I'll get you guys to get off the stage. Is that even gonna work? Yeah. Okay, ready? There's Kyle. Hi, Kyle. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Gee. Sweet. All right, give him another round of applause. So fun. Okay, well, not for Jan, but for us now, the real work begins. This is not going to be a Vision Sunday, but I will very briefly remind us of what we have set out to do this year. January 2026, we said, hey, this is going to be a year of breakthrough. Sorry, give me a moment to set up real quick. Let me grab my sermon notes. And that has been our prayer through 8 different areas in this church that we've said, you know what, God, we are asking for breakthrough. And one of them has been the Del Rio property. We've said, God, we believe this is the year. We're believing and trusting by faith. And God came through. And we were reminded Tuesday night at our board meeting that, you know, God is never late, right? He's always on time. And there have been times where I think we've been frustrated. I've been frustrated of saying, God, why hasn't this happened yet? I'm starting to feel a little foolish. And I genuinely believe, at least for me, as your lead pastor, I needed the time. I think God was protecting us. If that was a 6-month escrow, we would not have the clarity of vision of what to do with these Del Rio funds. And so again, this is not the sermon. You can go watch the whole sermon at Vision Sunday, but I do want to remind us of our vision anchors for the Del Rio property. So what will we do with these funds for what we're calling the Legacy Vision Fund? What will we do? There are 4 key anchors here. The first one is a strategic reserve. We believe not all this money is us to just spend because we got it. Here's the party hats. But we're going to be able to put some away, of course, use the interest year after year after year after year. But if we're going to be legacy church, man, let's do the next generation a favor. I'm getting emotional about money. I'm sorry, that's a little weird. I'm picturing, my kids, grandkids going, thank God for Legacy Church in 2026. Thank God for their stewardship. Thank God for their boldness. Thank God for their faith, because now we have resources to use. That's the whole point of this church, not just with our funds, but with our lives. So it's a strategic reserve. The second thing is campus improvement and expansion. There are so many deferred maintenance projects on this church. It's not about making it fancy and swanky. It's making sure that there is a church that we can pass off to the next generation. Well, there are a lot of improvements. And then, of course, we want to be about church planting. And I joked back in January, that is not just, here's a check written out to church planting. Go figure it out, world. No, but this is a multi-year intentional strategy to see how we can not just build the kingdom here at 5545 Ardea, but be about multiplication of legacies of multiple churches. And then, of course, community outreach. Reaching out to the community with kingdom resources for kingdom purposes to change their eternity. So I hope that gets you excited about our future. Yeah? Okay, well, if that didn't get you excited, then maybe this will. Now, of course, those are the 4 vision anchors. But we thought we'd do something just a little fun after service today. So after service today, we're not splurging. We just got something a little fun. So after service, we have crumble cookies for every single one of you in the courtyard. We're going to have lots of fun with that. We're going to really excited. I got 3 different flavors. I got the classic chocolate, I got the brownie, and I got the snickerdoodle, because I'm a snickerdoodle man myself, and so I cannot wait to have one of those. Are you excited about that? That sounds kind of fun. That'd be good, yeah. So just to celebrate what God has done, we'll have crumble cookies in the courtyard after service.